Hi everyone, I'm Eileen. So I've been sharing a lot about the many amazing benefits of luxury minimalism on this channel. This is something I'm very passionate about because it has just been so life-changing for me. However, just like everything else in life, there are often two sides of the same coin. So today, I want to share with you the other side of luxury minimalism, which I've not been sharing as much on my videos. I hope this video will help you to look at luxury minimalism from a different angle, just so you can see if minimalism is really for you. The first thing that has changed for me after embracing luxury minimalism is that I now don't have a personal contact with sales associates. I used to have sales associates at Cartier, Tiffany & Co. and Hermes. I still email my SA at Hermes very occasionally, but I just don't feel like I should waste her time, especially because I really don't have anything to buy. She's there to do her job after all, so I just don't think I should take up her time unnecessarily. In the last 10 years, I've come across many amazing sales associates. Many of them were really attentive and patient. That said, I recognize this is essentially a business relationship, and quite often this relationship is also sales dependent because many SAs are paid based on commissions. In other words, you can't not buy anything and yet expect the most popular items to be reserved for you. It just doesn't work that way. Some of you know I love my Hermes Birkin 25. In fact, this is the one bag I don't mind having in different colors. So if I ever get offered another Birkin 25 in a neutral color, such as Vuitton or taupe, I'll take it. That being said, I've not been shopping or building my purchase history at Hermes for nearly 3 years, so I don't really expect a bag offer to come my way. I'm okay with that though, because I now have quite a casual relationship with shopping. My mentality is, if it's meant to be, it will be. So I've decided I'm not going to try very hard just to buy anything. So if an item is sold out or unavailable or reserved for somebody else, I'll just move on. Now, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it is nice to have a sales associate that you can get along with. It's a bit like having your hair done with your favorite hairdresser. The experience is always a bit more pleasant. Another honest truth about luxury minimalism is I think some viewers kind of find my transformation a bit unsettling. Most of the feedback I've received has been really encouraging and positive. Many people say my message has helped them to shop more intentionally. But I do occasionally get personal messages from people who don't exactly agree with my take on designer shopping. Sometimes it is a bit upsetting to see messages like please unbox something, or please wear something new, or you need to enjoy your life a bit more. At first, I was really disheartened, but after a while I decided everyone is entitled to their opinion, and my job is just to be myself the best way I can. In a way, I can understand it might be a bit confusing for some viewers, seeing I don't really fit in a specific box. I mean, I'm not exactly a luxury blogger, seeing I don't do hauls or unboxing anymore. But at the same time, I'm also not a typical minimalist. And I say this because I feel like a lot of minimalists are not exactly into designer shopping, at least not from what I've seen here on YouTube. So I feel like I belong to a very niche category, and some people might not find that interesting or relatable. At times, it does feel like I need to be either one or the other in order to find my fit here on YouTube. Last year, I went through a period where I really questioned myself. I thought maybe I didn't belong to this space and maybe I wasn't good enough. Well, I'm glad to say after a lot of thinking, I've come to the conclusion that maybe, just maybe, I don't need to fit in a certain box. This channel has always been a creative outlet for me, so I should just keep sharing whatever I believe in and leave the rest to the universe. Another honest truth about luxury minimalism is that I now have a much healthier outlook on work because I know I don't need a lot to live a good life. In the past, I used to include designer shopping in my budget. It was like a non-discretionary spending for me. And seeing I was shopping a lot, I had to make a certain amount every month just to sustain my lifestyle. Whereas now, shopping is not exactly a priority for me anymore. I also have quite a minimalist mindset with my general spending. As a result, my overall expenses have gone down by a lot, and it really is a wonderful feeling. Sometimes you won't notice how much unnecessary weight you've been carrying until you decide to let go of the baggage. That honestly is how I feel after embracing luxury minimalism. When I realized I don't have to make nearly as much to live a life I want to live, it gives me leverage at work. I still work really hard, but I'm not the same person I was 5 to 7 years ago. Back then, I used to take on everything because I felt like I was attached to the job. Whereas now, I say no when the time is right, I set boundaries, and I take time off when I need a break. I still need the money, but I just don't need as much anymore. But that makes all the difference. It gives me a sense of peace, and I feel like that reflects on the way I carry myself at work. Sometimes it's funny how setting boundaries can actually bring you opportunities, but I guess that's the magic of leverage. Moving on, after embracing luxury minimalism, I've kind of lost interest in certain social media content. At the moment, I don't watch things like luxury unboxing, designer hauls, or come shop with me at Hermes or Louis Vuitton. They were my favorite things to watch in the past, but now they've lost a lot of their appeal for me. Part of the reason is because I think this kind of content is not as relevant for me anymore, seeing I've chosen to own less and shop less. Some of you might have noticed I'm not as active on Instagram anymore. I don't post as much and I try to spend less time browsing. At first, it was a conscious effort. About 18 months ago, I decided to cut down my time on Instagram because I noticed when I spent too much time on it, I would get a fear of missing out. In fact, FOMO was the reason I used to shop very mindlessly. I would buy expensive things on impulse. I did a lot of emotional shopping, and I always felt like I had to follow the latest trends just to look the part. After about 4 to 5 months of not compulsively checking my Instagram, it started becoming a routine for me. And I find that I now kind of stop caring about what other people have, buy, or unbox. Something luxury minimalism has taught me is that you really need to distance yourself from something in order to see it from a different perspective. When you take a step back and observe how fast everything is moving in the world of designer shopping, you might decide to not be a part of that rat race anymore. At least that was the case for me. Something else I've noticed after becoming a luxury minimalist is that I don't feel like I have the impostor syndrome as much anymore. Back then, when I used to shop a lot, I had way more things than I could practically use, and it honestly felt like I was pretending to be someone else. Whereas now my collection is a lot smaller, but it is also a much better fit for my day-to-day life. And seeing I've decided to approach designer shopping with a more minimalist mindset, I don't give myself the pressure of having to unbox something new on a regular basis just to keep myself happy or just to keep my channel going. I personally get a lot of joy from making use of my items, and I feel like people who have followed me for a while kind of expect me to feature the same pieces anyway, because that's what minimalism is all about in a way. And talking about imposter syndrome, you most likely won't see a video about come shop with me at Chanel or Dior, because quite simply I don't shop as much anymore. So to go to the store just to do some filming wouldn't be a true representation of me or my lifestyle. The truth is, I work on the weekdays, and on most weekends, we do things like going for a walk, cycling, reading, just all the activities that might seem a bit boring to some people. So those are the honest truths about luxury minimalism. I know sometimes I might make minimalism sound like the answer to a perfect life or the happy ending, but it really isn't. I still have my fair share of problems and struggles, but for me, minimalism is a way of living and it just happens to work for me. I know some people might think minimalism is a bit restrictive, but I know from the many messages I've received that luxury minimalism has brought a lot of positive changes for a lot of people. So I guess it's just like everything else in life, you kind of have to give it a try to see if it's really for you. And if it isn't, then it's quite alright as well. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Have a nice day.